Hello, Ketosis Mom followers and Amazon shoppers. I'm going to sound a little hoarse today because I'm having some allergy issues and concerns. I am dying, but I'm going to do this live stream anyway because I have had a ton of people asking for this type of live stream again. As you all know, I am addicted to Amazon. I am an Amazon influencer, so I go over every type of product that we in my household could possibly even think to use. I have kids, I'm married, we're getting ready to relocate. We live in South Florida, we're moving to a different state, so there's all kinds of things that I typically go over on my Amazon Live, but today I'm taking it back a little more home. I'm going to go over my keto items today. Just because you're not following a keto diet does not mean that there's a lot of things in this live stream that don't also pertain to you and would be a good buy for you as well. So stay tuned because this is not just for people following keto. It's for everyone in general. All of these products today, I want to reiterate, today is not a sponsored live stream. Again, today is not a sponsored live stream. These are all my products. I buy them. I keep them in my home because I feel like these are must-have things for my own journey with keto to make sure that I am staying well-balanced and I have things at an arm's length to be able to grab. As always, I start right here in our storefront. This is the Ketosis Mom storefront page that you're looking at right now. I do want to reiterate, typically I do a lot of different things from A to Z. I'm doing gift guides for the upcoming holidays of things that my family has loved. Some of our greatest purchases over the past year that would make a great gift for anybody this year. I go over keto things. I go over grilling things. My husband goes over his favorite things. We do a lot of quick unboxing and review type videos as well. We have an entire library of those on our storefront. You will also see those around Amazon because they do get pushed out to listing pages as well. I also have all of my idea lists. This live stream today is because of some of my idea lists. I have had a lot of messages from people, whether it be on a live stream chat, which by the way, you can chat with me and ask me any questions throughout the entire stream, especially if you have a question about a product that hopefully I can help with. I am not a medical professional. I am not allowed to give any type of medical advice or anything like that. I want to reiterate that. That is part of our guidelines. These, again, are products that I personally use and I personally like. In my idea list, I started out with a lot of keto idea lists. You'll see some of my favorite sweeteners in here. You'll see a lot of my baking must-haves, and people can get lost. I get it. I have been doing this with Amazon for over 4 years now. When I first started keto, adding things to this list. So there are years and years and years worth of products on here, and people don't know where to start. They don't know where some of the basics need to be. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to go over some of the products in all of my idea lists that are basics and staples in my house, that I buy these things on repeat. At the very bottom, you can also click right here where it says view all my past live streams. You can click right there. It should bring you up right here where we're live right now, letting you know that we're live. And you guys, I'm in my bedroom. So let's chill, let's hang out today. You know, if you have questions, throw them at me. If you don't, sit back and enjoy. You can also look at the very bottom and see all of my past live streams, from everything from the kids doing their crafts and cooking to Joe going over his grilling supplies and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go back out. I'm just going to go to a main screen of me. Hi, my name's Jennifer, by the way. If you are not, hey, does it say Alley Cat? Hey, Alley Cat, how you doing? I like that screen name, Alley Cat. Well, I'm not going to ask any personal information. Can't do that. Can't ask what your name is. But hi, Alley Cat. Okay, I'm going to start today with something that is a little different, right? Most people don't go over things like this. I'm starting with the Everlywell food sensitivity test. Okay, I found it on Amazon, right? I have it highlighted down below. At the time of this live stream right now, if you're watching me, there's a % off on this Everlywell test. Again, this is not sponsored. I'm not a sponsored live stream. These are things that I personally use and that I've been doing that I've found of benefit, okay? I did this Everlywell test. I'm going to tell everybody right now, the video I'm about to show, it is a finger prick test. So it comes with a little lancet like this. And all you do is you finger prick the side of your finger. You get some blood drops. It goes on a card. If you are not comfortable watching someone prick their finger, look away for about 1.5 minutes. Excuse me. Allergies, right? But I'm going to...
Hey Ketosis Mom followers and Amazon shoppers. Today we are using our new Blanton's Bourbon Smoking Chips. Joe's going to show you what he does with these before he puts them out on the grill.
Hi, I'm Joe. We're about to try these Blanton's Bourbon Smoking Chips for the first time. If you've done any smoking or grilling before, you'll know that generally the chips have to be soaked for a period of time. The instructions on these are to soak them for 30 minutes.
Hey Ketosis Mom followers and Amazon shoppers. I just got this in from Amazon. This is the Everlywell, the Food Sensitivity, the Comprehensive Test. So all it says you do is you purchase the kit, collect the sample, you send it to them, and you'll receive fast results online. So like this is a CLIA certified lab partner. It has a test kit, numbers and all that jazz in here. It says on here that it's going to test for 204 different foods for IgIg antibody reactivity. So this is going to kind of give me a comprehensive, I'm assuming, look into what type of foods I might be sensitive to, right? So as you open this up, of course, you have the kit ID down here. I'm going to kind of keep that off screen down below. It does have the whole food sensitivity instructions of everything that comes in your kit. And then, of course, you open this up, tells you if you need any kind of help, important reminders, all that jazz. These are labeled step 1 and step 2. So you're going to flip this open on step 1. Looks like this is your alcohol pads, your lancet, some gauze, your Band-Aid, and then step 2 says shipping materials in the bottom of the box. Step 2 is going to be the Everlywell card that's also going to go back to them, and then of course the biohazard bag that everything's going to go into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through these instructions and see what we do, and then I'll let you all know.
Okay, woo, I'm so sorry I had a coughing spell right before I tried to start that video, and I started the wrong video. But in case you guys were wondering, those Blanton Bourbon chips really are great for grilling too. So that was my Everlywell test. I submitted it. I think we put it in the mail Thursday or Friday, and you guys are going to have to excuse me because I do have to take a sip because I've got allergies, drainage, and then it wants to sit right here, so I apologize. I know, ouch, right? Oh, I started coughing, and I'm going, where's the video? I'm sure you guys were laughing at me, so I'm so I forgive you if you were laughing at me and going, oh my gosh, is she okay? Because no, I was not okay. My husband had to bring me something to try and help me, like, clear it all out. So, I have my results in from this test. I know, slurp, right? And these, we're going to go over these two, just so you know. These are my absolute favorite. I know, again, I'm not a medical professional. I know that I should be drinking water, fluids, things like that. Nothing like soda or anything like that. But sometimes you just need something that's fizzy, right? You need something that's fizzy to try and, like, make things feel better. Because I don't normally sound like this. I almost canceled this live stream today because I thought, I don't know if people are going to want to listen to me sounding like this. Okay, I got my test results back. I got a text message right here. It says, from the lab, from this test I have highlighted on Amazon. I click on it, it just takes me to a dashboard. It takes me through 204, that's right, 204 different types of foods, and my personal body, or my blood that I sent in, right, reactivity level to that food. So all I have to do is, it's a food sensitivity, the comprehensive test that I have. My dog is with me. I love dogs. I love dogs. I do. I love dogs. Tell your dog I said hi. Hi, doggy. Hey, puppy. How you doing? Something that I thought was really, really interesting with my test results is I eat and drink dairy. So I'm a big dairy person. On my sensitivity levels, cow's milk and egg whites were, like, on up there in my reactivity level. The other thing that I thought was really kind of strange, so they have different levels of reactivity, obviously, and it'll tell you on a scale, like, how reactive to this food was your result. I had a reactivity to chicken, which I would have never thought that I would have a reactivity to chicken. But I don't know if it's chicken that maybe ate other things, to fatten it up, or if it's organic chicken. You never know these things. Because there was a lot of things in here like casein, wheat, pine nuts, rye, sunflower seeds, yogurt, cinnamon and cocoa was actually on here as well for me. Black tea, which I drink tea every night. Every night I drink black tea. And she looks like this emoji. You have a puppy that looks like an emoji? Now I'm jealous. But anyways, I thought for people who are trying to get back into the type of foods that they should be eating, that this might help them. I'm going to take another sip, guys. Hold on. I know you can hear me slurping, and I apologize. So, I did this test because I've been eating a lot of things that I should not be eating lately. I know that I should not be eating them. I know that I have a soy allergy, for instance. I know that when I eat breads or pastas or basically anything with gluten, that I just blow up and I feel awful. But I've been doing it anyway lately because I'm stressed about relocating. And yes, we are relocating. We're in the midst of it right now. It's all just, kind of moving. That's part of the reason why I'm in our bedroom right now. But I'm trying to get back on track with how I need to be eating, especially during my relocation, because I know that stress can affect how you eat. It can affect how you feel, and I'm trying to combat that as much as possible. See, I'm already sick. Now, this is allergies. It's fall allergies, or what I like to call my children going back to school sickness. But nonetheless, since I'm trying to get back into how I should be eating to try and mitigate some of my stressors and know that I'm not overeating things that I shouldn't be eating, I have already geared up with all of my stuff. I have stuff all around me right now that I'm getting ready to show you guys. And I wanted to do this food test for myself. I've asked doctors for years to test me for different food sensitivities. And they always say, well, unless you come in with some type of major reaction, then there's no need for us to do that. Okay, so I took matters in my own hand and I just did this myself. So now I have a full comprehensive list of foods that you can try to eliminate. And part of that elimination is typically, you look at your list, and so for instance, I have chicken on there, but I'm good with, turkey, seafood, red meat, all that jazz. So I can eliminate chicken for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, maybe 3 months, go back and eat some chicken, then stop eating chicken for a few days and see if some of those symptoms that's been making me feel kind of down and bloated and not really right and that something's wrong, see if those symptoms come back. So I have a full list of things that I can try to eliminate now to try and feel better. And part of my interpretation of a lifestyle change or a diet change is, how do you feel when you're eating those things? Are you hungry all the time? Do you feel like, do you wake up and feel sluggish? Do you feel, grouchy? Do you feel like you're not getting what you need? Or do you feel well balanced? And that is part of why I've been doing keto for so long, because I feel balanced and it makes me feel better when I do those things. But there's still some fine tweaking to do, which is why I thought this food sensitivity test is going to help me continue to fine tweak my own personal lifestyle and my own personal diet, right? Sorry, another sip. When you guys hear me start getting more hoarse, that's when you're going to see me get another sip, right? Okay, now we're going to get into my favorites. My favorites. I sound real southern right there, don't I? Okay, bare bones bone broth. I know people are rolling their eyes right now because they're like, I don't want to drink bone broth. I get it. I didn't want to either. I thought it was like, thought it was going to be disgusting. Wasn't going to be for me. These are actually, in my opinion, very tasty. The other thing that I like about these is this is for your protein, your hydration, your electrolyte balancing. They come in these little packets. These are super easy to travel with, super easy to just grab and take to work. Throw in your baby bag, throw in your purse, whatever. To where if you start feeling like you're crashing a little bit when you start doing this diet, or you're really, really hungry, or you're about to go eat something you don't need to eat, like that office donut, right? You can grab one of these. All you need is hot water. Most offices, I don't know about y'all's, but most offices have somewhere that you can at least get hot water. Right? Coffee machine. Sometimes they have the actual hot water by the big water dispensing jug. Excuse me. These, for the past few years, have been one of my go-to bone broths. There's another one I'm going to go over in a little bit. Actually, two more. One is an actual soup. But you can make soup with this. You can make soup with bone broth. You can make, your chicken noodle. You can make your broccoli cheese. You can make your tomato basil, whatever type of soup you like to make, right? You can make it with bone broth instead of, like stock or whatever else you normally use. These are good to sip on just by themselves. Just get a coffee mug, some hot water, mix it up real quick, sip away. It's going to help balance your electrolytes out. It's going to hydrate your body. And there's a lot of other benefits to bone broth in general. I'm not going to go over all that because, again, I'm not your medical professional. I'm not here to lecture you guys, but you can look it up yourself. So if you've been looking into bone broth, or you know that you might need to try that out, this is the brand that I like. Again, it's Bare Bones. Okay, Bare Bones bone broth. This is probably my hands down number one favorite and what I have to keep in my house at all times. Because, excuse me, while I'm getting back into keto right now, sometimes I'll get that midday slump, usually right around now, between now and 4 o'clock. It's that time between eating lunch, maybe having a small snack like a handful of nuts or something, and then by the time you get dinner. That period right there is where I kind of start to feel like I'm crashing. That's me personally. The bone broth is what helps me feel full, feel hydrated, and feel like, okay, I'm going to make it to dinner now. So I used to make, customized meal plans with people. I used to really help people out. This is one of the things that I would always tell everybody that I worked with to get. So again, found it on Amazon right here. It's okay. We're on ketosismom.live. That is amazon.live or Amazon Live. So let me see. I'm going to go not to that one. We're going to go back over here. Sorry. I thought I froze. If I did freeze, then I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to move on. Okay, the next thing we have is another type of bone broth. Okay, this is chocolate. Yeah, I know some of you are going, what? It tastes good, actually. My kids drink this. My kids think this is hot chocolate, and it's going to stay that way. Yeah, it is. This is from Wholesome. It is a natural bone broth protein powder with collagen, and the flavor is chocolate. I have it highlighted down below. I'm going to get another sip, guys. Okay. Meow. I see your meow. Okay. This, a lot of people ask me, okay, what are the benefits of this? It's the same thing. It's a bone broth. It's bone broth with also collagen. So, again, I'm not going to tell you guys if you need collagen. If collagen is something you should be taking, your doctor has told you, or you've gone and looked at all of the benefits yourself, okay? That's on you guys. I'm not your medical professional, but this is what I use, okay? There are, for one size scoop, and it's a big scoop. I'll show you guys. It's a big scoop. Because I don't use a whole scoop. Let me empty it out. See how big this is? That is a big whopping scoop of chocolate, right? Big whopping scoop. I only use about half a scoop for my kids because they don't need a whole scoop. It is, 70 calories per big scoop with 2 carbs, 1 sugar, and 15 grams of protein. I have never been a big protein shake, person. I would much rather eat my food than drink it, okay? But when it comes to bone broth, there's usually like between 50 to 100 calories. Like these that I just showed you guys are only 50 calories, okay? It's not, can you give a shout out to my dog Penny? I can. Hi, Penny. How you doing, Penny? So for me personally, bone broth kind of replaces protein shakes in my world. So if you're not a big protein shake person and you kind of cringe at the thought of having to drink protein shakes, some of these things might be better options for you because they definitely have been for me. The next item I'm going to show you has a % off if you're watching me live. Okay, if you're watching it on demand, click the follow button so you can see me when I'm live. Okay. Sorry, guys. You're welcome, and I hope Penny is sitting there and is all happy. And we're trying to discuss whether or not we're gonna get another little doggy because we lost our little doggy this year. Okay, this has a % off. So a lot of you are thinking, okay, you've talked about protein, but a keto diet is kind of focused around fat, right? And if you don't know like the basics of that, you guys, it's very easy to look up. Very, very super easy to look up. So this is MCT oil. A lot of people ask me all the time, well, why would you use this? What is the point? It says it's a brain and body fuel. It's 100% organic coconuts, blend with coffee shakes, and this is the most important part, unflavored. There's no flavor. That's why this is my favorite. I can add this, which is adding healthy fats, okay, from coconut, organic coconuts. There's 130 calories, which is the C8, C10, C12 MCTs, the medium chain triglycerides. Okay, so it's your healthy fat. Okay, a lot of people think that keto is just like going and eating bacon and burgers and steak all the time. It's not. That's an unhealthy way of doing it. It's technically still keto, but it's not very healthy. Okay. I see a lot of people, all the time saying, "Oh, I had a salad today," and then it's a plate full of bacon. All right, haha, very funny. I mix this unflavored MCT oil with all of my dressings. I mix it in some soup sometimes. Bulletproof coffee. When I make it in the morning, this goes in coffee. You can also add this to your bone broth that we just went over, so that you're getting a healthy portion of, bye, see you, alley cat. Excuse me, a healthy portion of protein and fat at the same time. If you're like, I don't want to have just protein because I'm low on my fat today, you got to meet your macros. So you can add this unflavored to whatever it is you're having. Your soup, your drink, your dressing. You can put it in your spaghetti sauce, whatever you're doing. So I always get the large, container of this because I use it very, very readily, because I want to make sure that I'm getting healthy fat. All right, this next item, and again, this had a % off. Let me highlight it for you again. Time of the live stream, it has a % off. This is from Sports Research, okay? All right, this next item is what you guys have been seeing me drink this entire time. This. It is a clear liquid. Most people that I recommend Zivia to, this is Dr. Zivia. This is what I drink in place of soda. It has a fizziness to it. There's 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 protein. There's nothing in it. It has caffeine. They have caffeine-free versions as well if you're trying to watch your caffeine, just so you know. I often need that kind of pick-me-up. But it is sweetened with stevia leaf. It's very, very sweet. If you are not used to stevia type sweeteners, it's going to taste extremely sweet to you. I love these. I have these on Amazon auto ship so that I get them for even less. And they come in by the case. The other reason that I get these from Amazon is because they come in by the case, and I typically go through the whole case before my next auto ship comes. I also get these from Amazon because the last time I tried to buy these in a store, they fell out of the little, 6 rings that hold them together, and busted all over the floor and went everywhere, all over me, all over workers, all over the shelves. So I don't do that no more. I let Amazon drop it at my door in the case, and then I get it out when it comes in. These are my favorite. I'm trying to look for our next item. Excuse me. These are my favorite. It has really helped me stay away from soda. Typically, if I'm out at a restaurant, I might still get soda. I try to get water, and I'll show you some things that I use to mix in the water in just a minute. But these have really, 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 really helped me with soda. And when I'm not feeling well and I want something fizzy in my throat, like right now, it helps with that too. Okay. The next items are the Choc Zero Keto Bark. If you are a chocolate fan and you know that getting on the keto diet, you may or may not survive not having some type of piece of chocolate, this is what I recommend that you get. Okay, they have tons of different flavors. This is my favorite. It is as you can see, it's empty, right? This is the hazelnut milk chocolate keto bark. It comes in a bar that looks like this right here. You can eat it as the bar. You can break it up and put it on top of things, whatever you would like to do. The stats on this is 140 calories with 12 grams of fat, 2 grams of protein, and there's 13 total carbs, but 10 of that is fiber. So that means you're looking at about 3 net grams of carbs if you're looking at net carbs for your day, which for me, 3 net carbs is totally worth going and feeling like I'm getting to eat a candy bar, okay? These have been my favorite for years and years and years. My kids also think that Choc Zero is real chocolate. True story. They think Choc Zero is real chocolate. They eat the smaller versions as well themselves. They ask for chocolate, and this is what they're expecting. My husband and one of our family friends made s'mores last night, and they put, just a regular chocolate on the s'mores, and my kids are like, what is this? What is that? You gotta make their s'mores with this. Okay? All right. Before I said, when I go out to restaurants, I'll try to get water. Here's my electrolytes. Give me just a second, guys. All right, I had to go get tissues, and I didn't know where they were. So sorry about that. That's the last thing you guys need to see is my nose running, right? Okay, so I can't even see what these are. This is Ultima. It is a electrolyte replenisher. So how can I explain this? Well, obviously you all know that electrolytes are important. Duh. If you don't know that, you can look it up. These come in multiple different flavors. I have right here grape pink lemonade. This is blue raspberry. They have variety packs as well. These are also just little individual, travel size little things. I always keep these in my purse at all times, especially if you're not a big water drinker. You're not like a fan of water. Water and hydration is very, very important. Not just on keto, in general. Okay? So these have 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbs, 0 protein, but they have, let me see if I get calcium, potassium, vitamin C, phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, manganese, and chloride, all in this little packet. So if you kind of go and look, or you talk with your doctor about, what type of electrolytes your body needs, for instance, they can test you. You can see what you're low on. You can see what you need. You can do research on it and kind of see. These are the ones that have the most in them, in my opinion, and they taste good. Okay, they just taste good. I like all the different flavors. I've also used these for years and years and years. You can also take these, mix it with this, make yourself something fun with it, For me personally, if I'm not doing this, I'm using these that we'll go over in a minute that are also electrolytes. They're just capsules. But I get tired of drinking water, just plain water. I get really, really tired of it. And this helps me get as much water as I need. For your body weight, you can go and look and see how much water you should be getting on a daily basis. I try to drink about half of my body weight, which I never get there. I do not ever fully get there, but I get in as much as I can. And this helps me try to get there, okay? All right, this next item, a lot of different ketoers will tell you different things on whether or not you should be testing for ketones, glucose, all that kind of jazz while you're on the keto diet. A lot of people think, hey, you shouldn't spend money on something like this. You should just put the money back into making sure you're buying quality foods. Okay. I am a data-driven person. I always have been. I feel like without data, it's just your opinion. So I've had a lot of people that I've worked with that they spend like a week or two eating what they think are all the right foods, and oh yeah, I'm in ketosis. They're not in ketosis. They think they are, they're not. These are blood test strips, so much like the Everlywell food sensitivity test that we went over first. It's a finger prick test. And I came from a clinical pharmaceutical background, okay? I personally feel that testing blood is a lot more accurate than testing things like urine. That's just my personal opinion. Again, I'm not your medical professional. That's my opinion. So I have these tests. This is the Fora 6. It's just a little at-home monitor, okay? This is a medical device. There's little test strips. I have quite a few actually. I have the blood glucose, okay? I also have, I believe these are the ketones. Yes, the blood ketones. So, and you can also do the total cholesterol, just so you guys know. I have total cholesterol as well. I have had cholesterol kind of ups and downs for the past few years. I've really been working on getting my total cholesterol down so that I do not have to go on any type of medication because I do not want to take anything else. It's just not for me. So this kit that I've highlighted down below, it comes with your Lancet device like this. You open this up, you put your little finger prick needle in here, you can close it back, you can control the level that you want it to prick. So if you just want a teeny tiny little prick, you can do that if you're not a big finger prick person. Each one of these strips, they come in a little thing like this to help you protect them. You do want to make sure that you're following the storage guidelines on it though. As you can see, you know what, I'm going to get this other little camera up and then I can show you guys a little better probably. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so this is the kit. Sorry, ignore the cord, guys. This is the test strip, and you can see this little, I call it a runway, right there on the end, right? And this part, it looks like a computer chip that's shiny down here. You put that inside the monitor. So here's the monitor right here. You put that part right there inside, and I'm trying to do this one-handed, so I'm really sorry, guys. Maybe I didn't need to grab the other camera. Okay, and then it comes on, right? And it's going to tell you what you're testing for. So this already knows by reading, and I know you guys can't see that because it's bright on bright, right? But my monitor says on here, it says, let me go back over here. It says that it's testing ketones. Like it knows that you're wanting to test ketones just from putting the test strip in there. Then all you do is you're going to finger prick the side of your finger. You're going to put the blood right in there. And then it's going to test your blood based on this test strip for what your ketone level is. And, the whole kit comes and tells you, what your ketone level should be. You can look up what your ketone should be if you're in ketosis and all that kind of jazz. Because the reason I like this is because, like I said, I've helped a lot of people when it comes to keto. Excuse me, you guys know there we go. You don't want to see me all sick. But I wanted to do this live stream even though I wasn't feeling good because I have DMs like on a daily basis of people asking me these questions. So instead of sitting and trying to message all these people back the same, sort of message over, I'm just going to do a live stream and direct everybody to the live stream. Okay. So, excuse me. This entire kit, I can test my glucose levels. I can test my ketone levels. I also have, the cholesterol over there. And there's a calculation that can be done between your glucose and your ketones to determine, it's called, I believe, a GKI level of whether or not your body is in ketosis. And there's different levels of ketosis as well. So I know this is way far out there for most people, especially if you're wanting to get started, right? But if you get started and then you start thinking to yourself, I wonder if I'm in ketosis. How can I know? This is my favorite monitor. It just offers a lot. The Fora 6 Connect monitor from ForaCare offers a lot of different things. I've also had a great experience with it because it does a Bluetooth straight into an app on my phone, and then I can have data from months every time I go see my doctor to show hey, I've been trying to eat good. You want to see? So she knows that, like, I'm trying to be on the right path. She can see my glucose levels. She can see if I've had any weird spikes. This, for me, also helps with the same thing I was talking about with the Everlywell test. You know, you're testing yourself to see if different foods affect you, right? And if maybe you need to eliminate them. You can do the same thing when you're trying to get in ketosis with this. So if I were to go and drink this Zivia, right, which I'm going to do right now, and then after I drank it, I thought, well, I tested myself yesterday and my ketones were at a 0.7. Well, I wonder if this affects my ketone levels. I can go test myself after I've drank this soda and see if my ketones are about the same or if my ketones dropped all the way down to like a 0.1. And that's the only thing that I've had that's been different in my diet for the day. Then I'm going to know, okay, maybe this Zivia affects me in my ketosis. That's not been the case with me, just so you guys know. I was just using that as an example. It's a way for you to know when you're eating things if it's helping you get into ketosis or stay in ketosis, or if it's actually negating your other efforts, okay? That's why I like blood monitors. The next thing I have highlighted is specifically the blood ketones strips. So if you already have a 4 to 6, these ketone strips are, at the time of this live stream, a % off right now. Okay, this next item is not necessarily what I would consider a keto item, but it's been a staple in my house for like the past year and a half. Vitamin C. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and preface this with, this has 5 grams of carbs in it. The reason that I want to cover things like this at the time of this live stream, there is a discount on these. I love them. They're amazing. I'm actually going to have one right now that I'm thinking about it. I'm going to have 2, actually, yes, because I'm supposed to have 2. I think they're cute. They're shaped like little oranges. They taste amazing. There's 20 calories in these, just so you know, for 2 of them, with 3 sugar, 15 sodium, and 250 milligrams of vitamin C. Okay. The reason I wanted to talk about this, I have people all the time telling me I have ate everything that I was supposed to eat, and I am still not seeing results. I am still not, my blood is still not showing that I'm in ketosis. When I ask them, excuse me while I choose this up, because I don't like chewing food in front of people, but I love the way these taste. This is like, you guys know those little old school orange candies? You know what I'm talking about? Orange slice candies. These taste like that to me. My grandfather loved those things. Every time I have my vitamin C, I think of my grandfather. Because they taste like those yummy little orange candies. Okay, the reason I want to cover this, even though, yes, I use these because I'm a big, like, boost that vitamin C, boost those electrolytes, give me everything that I need so that I feel like I'm running efficiently. And especially right now, I am upping my vitamin C because you guys hear me, right? I sound like death. I know that I do. I apologize. I'm so sorry. My husband even can't hardly understand what I'm saying sometimes. So if you guys are having a hard time understanding me, or you need me to repeat something, please say so in the chat, because I am not going to be offended at all, I promise. Okay, the reason that I wanted to go over vitamins, a lot of people are not looking, again, they are not looking at the nutritional value in their vitamins. And a lot of people eat gummy vitamins. A lot of people eat multiple gummy vitamins every day. So if you're one of those people and you're going, oh, she's right, how many carbs are in my vitamins? You might go look at your vitamins. There might be 10 carbs and 20 grams of sugar in your 2 vitamins that you take every day. Okay? If you're on a keto diet, 10 carbs for 2 vitamins is probably not going to help you out. Okay? Look at your vitamin labels. Look at what you're taking and make a determination of whether or not it's worth it. Yes, there are other vitamin C, like capsules and chewables and things like that I can take. I just really like these. So I still take them, and I figure in my 5 grams of carbs every time I get this. I kind of treat it like it's a little treat for myself anyway. Almost like getting a piece of candy, right? Okay, let me put this over here. Okay, we're going to talk about electrolytes. Still, yes, electrolytes. I cannot reiterate enough, especially on a low carb or keto diet, how important electrolytes are. If you guys have ever heard of the keto flu, which I'm sure you have, electrolytes are going to help you to combat the keto flu. The electrolytes from the bone broth that I went over, the electrolytes from the vitamins that I've gone over, the electrolytes from the Ultima water replenisher that I went over, and you can get electrolytes in a capsule form as well. Now, these capsules have calcium, magnesium, chloride, and sodium. So there's not as much in these as there is in the Ultima, right? But if you're just not feeling like drinking water, even if it has the Ultima in it, you just don't want to do it, then at least get electrolyte capsules that you can take to try and help balance yourself, okay? The other thing that I want to go over is salt. I cannot stress how important salt is on a low-carb and keto diet. And I don't just mean like, whatever salt you can get from wherever. You need to get quality salt. And you need to have it in your house the entire time that you're on keto. They typically say if you're on keto and low carb you need to salt everything. That's up to you and your own body. I salt things just because I like the way that salt tastes, but it helps me kind of stay balanced as well. I'm a salt and pepper fanatic. Some people don't salt anything ever because they hate the way that salt tastes. I get that too. But if you know that you're kind of dragging and you're kind of feeling down and you don't really feel balanced even after taking electrolytes, you might want to try salt, okay? At the time of this live stream. And again, if you're watching me on demand and you're hearing this and the price is different, tap the follow button so that you can see me when I'm live and you know that these are a % off right now. So this is the salt that we keep in our house. This is the Celtic sea salt, fine ground, vital mineral blend, whatever. This is what we use. Okay. The next few items I'm going to go over, I'm going to preface this with, if you are just starting out in keto, you should not be eating a lot of the sweets, a lot of the, things that say keto on it. You should be trying to eliminate a lot of processed foods in general. A lot of these items that I'm about to show you are things that I personally did not get until after a year in, probably, of keto, because I tried to really make things very, very simple for myself, where it's like meat, potatoes, vegetable, fruit, meat, not potatoes, meat, vegetables, fruit, nuts, meat, vegetables, fruit, nuts, meat, vegetables, fruit, nuts. That's what I would kind of say to myself, throw in some bone broth in there, occasionally have a Chalk Zero, and that was kind of where I was limiting myself. Now, once you get kind of used to keto and your body's used to it, then you can kind of add in some other things that aren't going to affect you as much as they would when you're first starting out, like the Perfect Keto granola bars. Now, they're called Nola bars, not granola. It's a Nola bar. They have multiple different ones, but this one is my family favorite. My kids eat it. My husband eats it. It tastes like, to us, a payday bar. It's like having a little candy bar, but it is a keto granola Nola bar. You get 8 bars in this pack. Let's look at the facts, okay? So 1 bar is 12 grams of fat, with 12 grams of carbs, with 5 of that being from fiber, okay? So, and then 6 grams of protein per bar. So the reason I say when you're first starting out that you don't really need to have a lot of things like this per se is because 12 total carbs with 5 grams of fiber is still 7 net carbs for just one small bar. And most of the time you want to save your carb intake for your vegetables that you're having on the side, or sometimes some of the sauces that you'll use has carbs in it. And typically you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room when it comes to your carbs if you're truly doing a keto diet, because you limit healthy carbs so low. Unhealthy carbs, you push those out the window as you drive by. But later on and down the road, these are delicious, and my family really loves them. So we do keep them in the house. We also have, are all big like Rice Krispie treat fans, and I have these because the girls and I are going to be doing some like holiday type treat making on Amazon Live, so make sure you follow so that you can watch that. And I'm going to be making you guys know the Rice Krispie treat dipped like in chocolate little treats and stuff on a stick. Really cute, right? I'm going to make a keto version. So I have, these also, I don't know that these are available. These are tagged down below. These are going to be new coming up, just so you guys know. There's a peanut butter one and also a chocolate one. We have those over here. Those not even been opened, but these, I think we're in like our 3rd or 4th box of these, because while my husband is not keto, my husband loves Rice Krispie treats, as do my kids. So these stay in my house. These are each 80 calories. Again, it's 13 total carbs with 6 fiber and 9 protein. So you guys are kind of picking up on like what I mean by you might not want this when you first start out, but a lot of these things are good to have on hand, is what I call it, in case you're really, really craving something sweet and you don't want to go eat that pastry or that muffin or that donut or a real Rice Krispie treat. It's safer to have things like this in the house as backup, right? As something that if you go and have it, you've not just negated your entire week's worth of work. Okay? And these are large too. I want to show you guys. These are rather large. I mean, these are like, in my opinion anyway, these are double the size of what like the normal Rice Krispie treats are that we usually used to have in the house. So you could even just eat half of one. Save the other half for later. But these are all things that if it's going to help you to have them in the house and kind of put them off to the side, these are all things that I think taste good. My kids eat them. My husband eats them, and he's not keto, right? So they got to taste decent, right? Okay. The other thing that I want to cover is the Perfect Keto. This is an MCT oil powder. Okay, this is the cinnamon toast. I also have a caramel. I thought I grabbed caramel, but I didn't. When I was going over this oil earlier, where I said that I put this in coffee for added fat, if you that's not going to be for you. This powder, so for 1 scoop, is 70 calories with 4 carbs, 7 fat, and then there's also the MCT oil within here, right? So usually I think you get 2 scoops so that you get 14 grams of fat is what most people do for this. You can make a fat protein shake, right? You can even take this and put in your coffee as creamer. The number one question I get asked from people on trying to start a keto diet is, what should I be putting in my coffee for creamer? Because, I mean, there are endless amounts of sugary things to put in your coffee. There's a lot of people who like going to get a fancy coffee for themselves that don't really know where to start because they're cutting that out of their life and they don't know that they're going to be able to do it, right? They make a lot of different flavors in this. So, of course, like I said, I have caramel. This is cinnamon toast. I believe I have the caramel links right down below. This is a giant tub, okay? This is, I don't even know how long I've had this. That's how long I've had it because I don't use it on a daily basis. And the scoop, and this is a lot smaller, see, than the scoop from before. The other scoop was like 2 or 3 times the size of this. This is just a powder, as you can see. And if you have one of those little like frothers, the little mixers, or even just throw your coffee with this in a blender, whatever you want to do, it blends really well and it makes like a little frothy foam on the top of your coffee and it tastes good. So then you have a tasty coffee that has fat in it. You're using a creamer that's keto friendly. You can use it for whatever you want to, really. I've seen people get this and then they also throw it in like some of their baked goods that they use as well. Okay, I'll set this over here. The next item is over here. Alright, if you are a cookie person, maybe you're not Rice Krispies, maybe that's not for you, but you're a cookie fan. You know, if there's a cookie, you're going to eat it. You might as well get cookies that are keto friendly. Okay? This is the Snickerdoodle and peanut butter. I believe these also came with, chocolate chips. My kids eat these too, so that's why we only have 2 packs left. Because I don't even think I ate but 1 pack of these when they first came in, just to like try them out, see if I liked them. And now, like, we have no packs in here, so somebody's been eating them. But again, this is just a thing. Let me see if I can find the stats on the side of the box. Here we go. Alright, so for the Snickerdoodle, you're looking at 3 net carbs. Peanut butter, you're looking at 4 net carbs, and chocolate chip is also 3 net carbs. Now, what I want to kind of note on this is these have a lot of different, so this has erythritol and allulose, and then there's also fiber that's coming out of the total carbs. If you're tracking total carbs instead of net carbs, these have 17, 16, and 18 total carbs, okay? So that's why I'm saying if you're trying to do what they call strict keto and not what they call, I guess, like lazy keto or technically keto or anything like that, these might not be for you. But if this is going to keep you from going and eating, I don't know, the chocolate chip cookie that's over on the counter that's like full sugar, then get them. Then get these, leave them in the pantry, leave them off to the side, and just know that they're going to be there in case you need them. And also, these cookies, the perfect keto cookies that I've highlighted right now, are also a % off at the time of this live stream. Okay? They weren't earlier, just so you guys know, but they are now. All right. Speaking of cookies also, we have the Nunbelievable cookies as well. I'm a big fan of the Snickerdoodle and the Pecan Sandy. I think the Pecan Sandy is my favorite of all the offerings that they have. These are also just, let's see, so for 2 cookies of the Pecan Sandy, you're getting 110 calories for 11 fat, 7 carbs with 1 fiber, 6 sugar alcohols. So they're basically saying that this is 1 net carb for 2 cookies. So as far as like your macros, these are my favorite for like what you actually get based on your macros, because you're still getting 2 cookies. These are a decent sized little cookie, and I like to eat 2 of these for 1 net carb whenever I'm craving a cookie with a hot tea. And that's what I do at night. This is like a little treat for myself. I'll get out 2 little cookies, put it with my hot tea, go sit down and watch one of my guilty pleasure shows, you know. And the other thing that I really like about Nunbelievable is for each package they sell of cookies, they're also providing a meal to someone who's in need. So they have kind of like you can go and look at the background of the company. But they're on Amazon. I buy them from Amazon. And I have my favorite linked below. So of the cookies that I showed you before, they're good. But they're going to be higher, slightly higher net carbs, because you're looking at 3, right, versus 1. All right. So it really just depends on, for your style of keto, are you looking at doing, what they call strict keto, which is like really trying to do just like what I said, like meat, veggies, fruit, nut, meat, veggies, fruit, nut? Or are you just kind of going to do keto and see how it starts affecting you, and you still need to throw in some of these type sweets to keep yourself on track? And that's okay. But note that I personally think that if you do strict keto, you're going to probably see results faster. That's my own personal opinion. Okay. Chalk Zero. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Chalk Zero. Like, huge fan. I've also used all of their syrups for years and years and years. I use their syrups. This is chocolate. I have a peppermint chocolate. Yeah. It's in there by my coffee maker right now. When I'm done with this, I'm probably going to go make myself a specialty coffee. And I'm going to use another product I'm going to show you guys in just a second with some Chalk Zero syrup. I also use their caramel. I use their like maple syrup, their maple pecan syrup, their maple vanilla syrup. They have usually like different seasonal syrups as well. The ones that I have, the variety pack that I have down below is probably my top 3 that I use of their syrups. I have recommended Chalk Zero syrups to people, again, for years and years and years, especially even if you're making your own ice cream, which, yes, you can do. You can make your own keto ice cream and top it with a little bit of this, and it is heavenly. It's so good. These syrups are 30, so this is chocolate. And it's teeny tiny, so excuse me while I try to read this. So for 1 tablespoon, you're looking at 37 calories. There are 15 total carbs with 14 grams of fiber. So you're only looking at 1 net carb with this. 0 protein, 0 fat. So the reason these are keto friendly is because they're high in fiber. Okay, so if you have something that's higher in fiber, then the total carbs are going to come down because you're going to take the fiber out of the total carbs. But that's only if you're doing keto looking at net carbs and not total carbs. And that's totally up to you, and what type of, diet plan or lifestyle change you're trying to personally do. All right, this next item, it looks awful because it's spilled on us. But this is the chocolate hazelnut Chalk Zero. So this is like, like the hazelnut spread that you can get. So for 2 tablespoons, you're looking at 160 calories with 10 fat, with 17 carbs, with 16 fiber, and 2 protein. So again, it's 1 net carb for 2, right? 2 tablespoons. You're looking at 1 net carb. So if you are a huge like chocolate hazelnut type spread person, and you know that you're going to miss it because you spread that on everything you make all the time, you make crepes, and you do all kinds of stuff, this is going to be for you. I often will make my kids things with a little bit of the spread on it just to get them to eat it because they think that they're getting like something really super sweet and special. But this has also been a staple at our house. Okay. Also from Chalk Zero are their chocolate chips. So for me personally, when I first started keto, I did not do a lot of baking and a lot of sweet making because I knew if I started doing that and I started making all the keto sweets and the low carb sweets and the treats and all that kind of stuff, that I might not get anywhere because there's so many like cool things that you can make. But I did get these, which is their chocolate chips. Originally, when I first started, they didn't have the chocolate chips, so I was melting down like some of their regular chocolate, right? I melt these down and I would dip strawberries in it. Yeah. I know you guys are like, what? Yeah, no, they're delicious. Chocolate dipped strawberries. You can kind of drizzle the different chips on them as you please. I'm also going to be doing a live stream with the kids soon where they're going to make those strawberries. We're going to do different colors on it. And then also make some like Halloween bark and things like that we're going to make with these chocolate chips. Once you get more into the keto lifestyle and low carb lifestyle, you can take things like this that are meant for baking and you can make your own cookies. You can make your own brownies. You can make your own whatever you want to make. The reason I wanted to highlight these specifically is because I know the holidays are coming up. Excuse me. I know that people make a lot of different like goodies and things like that, and these have been my favorite when it comes to chocolate chips for baking or for making things. Okay, so these have been my favorite, and for what I have highlighted below is a pack of 2. Okay, so you get 2 in your order. All right, the next item that I have, my husband has basically eaten all of them. He ate all of the ones that we had that were chocolate. I thought I had one in here still, but they also make vanilla. Most people have heard of That's It before. They are a snack company where they say that our snacks are without secrets. So they're basically saying that in every snack you can pronounce every ingredient that's in here. There's nothing hidden. There's nothing like funny about it. And that's why I personally like That's It. The other reason that these specifically I've highlighted is because sometimes you're running really late and you can't make that cup of coffee, or it is your midday slump and you can't go grab any kind of caffeine, but you could grab a little bar like this to eat, and each one of these bars has the equivalent of 1 cup of coffee. These are also, for me personally, the reason all the chocolate ones are gone, if I'm really like struggling right before, like maybe an hour before it's time for me to go do a workout, and I don't like to drink a cup of coffee before I go work out because I feel like sometimes it feels like it's coming, it might come back up and cause heartburn, right? I can eat this though, and it kind of gives me that, as they say, a keto kick. It gives me that kind of little spurt of energy to make sure that I can go at least get my workout done. All right. So again, I told you guys, I'm not a big like drink my calories, drink my macros person, unless it's like my morning coffee. I would much rather eat my macros because that's just how I am. So if you're like that too, then these might be good for you. This is the vanilla, and then the one I have highlighted down below is the chocolate. And the chocolate obviously went first in my house. My husband was taking those basically every day to work for his midday slump. Okay, this next item is also from Sports Research. This is the vitamin D3. It is made with coconut oil. I am supposed to take vitamin D every day. That is part of my medical treatment plan. I don't care sharing that with you guys. So this is the vitamin D that I pick and I choose to have. I have this every day. It is, let's see, it tells me somewhere. It's the 5,000 IU. So depending on how much of your vitamin D you're supposed to have, this may or may not be good for you. You guys know if you should be taking vitamin D or not, or your doctor would tell you. But this is what I use. It also, at the time of this live stream, has 1% off, just so you guys know. All right, the other thing that I take, I know earlier when I was covering the bone broth with everyone, this one, right? Because it has collagen in it too. You guys can do the research on whether or not you think you should take collagen and all that jazz. If you do, this is the collagen that I use, that I literally stock up on. I have probably at least 5 of these, I think, over in our cabinet right now so that I don't ever run out. This too also has vitamin C and hyaluronic acid in it as well. It has 5 different types of collagen in it, okay? And you're supposed to take about 3 capsules a day. So this also, at the time of this live stream, has 1% off. So I've showed you guys a couple of different like supplements that I take. A lot of people aren't really into supplements, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I am just showing what I personally use and products that I personally love. All right. The other question that I get the most, other than, like the coffee and the creamer, is about pasta. So if you guys have ever tried to do low carb or keto, and you know that you're supposed to cut out breads and pastas and rice and corn and potatoes and, all the yummy stuff, right? You might be really huge pasta fans, and it might be very, very hard for you. I'm not a huge pasta person, other than the fact that my children eat macaroni and cheese all the time. I also want macaroni and cheese because I see it. These are from the Great Low Carb Company. They make multiple different kinds of pasta. This is the spaghetti. I'm going to be using this to make spaghetti later. I also use this when I make lo mein and things like that. They have the fettuccine noodles. They have the elbow noodles. They have the shells. They have all of everything you could think. So for 2 ounces of this, you're looking at 110 calories, 1 gram of fat. There's 19, there we go, I can speak, total carbs with 12 grams of fiber. So you're really looking at 7 net carbs for 2 ounces of this. And then there's 18 grams of protein. Okay, so these are the noodles that I use if I'm making any type of pasta. I do not make pasta that often, but sometimes I might just really be craving something that is cheesy or has pasta sauce, and I will get some of this out, put it with, normally I would put it with chicken, but since my Everly Wells told me that I need to stay away from chicken, I put some, shrimp or something in there. But I've tagged 2 different kinds of low carb pasta packages that are available on Amazon. I get these on Amazon myself. I stock up on these. I have an entire basket in my pantry that has the Great Low Carb Company types of pasta, especially because sometimes my husband will ask for pasta as well. Okay, does anybody have any questions as I'm going? I feel like I'm going and going and going, and a lot of people are probably going, wait, this is too much information. I do want to reiterate that a lot of these products, like the pasta that I just showed you, all of the sweets and treats, I do not recommend having those when you're first starting out, okay? I do kind of recommend, like I said, meat, veggie, fruit, nut. Meat, veggie, fruit, nut. Try to do that as much as possible. But these are all things that if you're going to have them, like this next product I'm going to show you, these are keto snack cakes from Noosh. They're made with organic flax and organic coconut oil. This is, I believe, my multi-pack. Yes, the multi-flavor pack. So there's banana nut cake, there's pineapple mango cake, there's a carrot spice cake, there's cherry almond, and there's raspberry and cream. That sounds good too. These little things, if you have typically been a morning muffin or morning pastry person and you're trying to switch over and do keto, then this might be good for you to switch over to, just to try and still feel like you're having that morning muffin or pastry or whatever you're having. I typically take these out whenever I have one, and I'll heat it up a little bit, and then I put homemade whipped cream on top. You can use your can of whipped cream as long as there's not sugar and stuff in it, but I do homemade whipped cream on top. Sometimes I'll even take my Chalk Zero caramel syrup or maple pecan syrup or whatever and kind of drizzle over the top of it as well, so that I feel like I'm having something really special, right? These, so for instance, the pineapple mango cake, it has 190 calories, 14 grams of fat. Now listen to this. There's 17 total carbs with 3 fiber and 10 sugar alcohols. So if you're doing net, okay, you're going to take 13 from 17 for a total of 4 net carbs. Now, again, when you're first starting out, I don't really recommend a lot of the sweets and treats and cakes and specialty things. However, with it about to be the holiday season, from the box of donuts that just got brought home, right? Okay, if you're a pancake fanatic and you typically love having pancakes in the morning, this is also from Noosh. This is a pancake mix made with flaxseed with only 2 net carbs, okay? It's diabetic friendly, paleo, gluten-free, all that jazz. So this says for 1 pancake, you're looking at 60 calories with 4 fat, 5 total carbs with 2 fiber, and 1 sugar alcohol, right? So you're going to take that to 2 and 1, which is 3 from the 5 for 2, and then protein 2. So you're looking at 2 net carbs per pancake. And you can throw berries on top of your pancake. Real butter, real salted butter. You can get the maple syrup, the Chalk Zero maple syrup. Do that on the top. Make your own whipped cream and put on the top. You're not going to feel like you're missing out. And these are so easy to make that my 4-year-old can make them. And she has on Amazon Live before. So these are just things that are simple, that they're good to have around. And, if you're craving a pancake, don't go, don't go into a restaurant and go get a pancake. Just make yourself a pancake at home. I am a big fan and a big proponent of just making things at home yourself, especially if you're trying to follow low carb or keto, because you can control the ingredients more and control the macros more. I also think everyone should be tracking their food so that they are really seeing what they're truly intaking. But that's my personal opinion. Okay, this next item, I had it. There it is. All right, these are, a lot of people are going to say, no, we don't. Oh, wait, I grabbed the wrong one, but they do look like this. It's a Slim Fast Fat Bomb. There we go. This is actually the strawberry topped cheesecake one, which is also delicious. But I meant to grab the one that I have highlighted below that is like a little peanut butter cup. Okay, how can I say this correctly? Sometimes you just really need a peanut butter cup. Yeah, true story. And in my opinion, if I'm following keto and low carb, if I'm going to have a peanut butter cup, then it needs to add to my fat for the day. It needs to add to my fat macros. So these that I've highlighted below, they are heavily discounted right now. Right now, I'm looking at this. If you're watching me live, and if you're watching on demand, hit follow so that you can watch live to know this. These are heavily discounted right now. These are hands down my favorite keto-friendly peanut butter cup. Hands down. I have tried at least 5 different ones from different brands, just so you guys know. These are my favorite. Hands down my favorite. My kids like them as well. They also think that they are real candy. So, just so you guys know. All right, the next thing I have on here is the Slim Fast Nutty Caramel Bar. Now, again, let me take a sip of my drink. I'm sorry, guys. Ooh. I'm talking and talking and talking, and y'all need to talk. Y'all need to talk. Okay. Y'all throw up some questions so that I can answer questions as we go. Okay. I've worked with all kinds of people, right? And there's some people that tell me, I just want to have a bar like this that I can take to work so that I don't have to worry about meal prep and getting a full meal prepared for myself. Hold on just a second, guys. All right, sorry. I wanted to blow my nose, but I didn't want to do it on camera. Okay. Okay. So I have this on there for if you are that type of person. Like you don't have time to go grill a whole bunch of meat on the weekend and prepare a whole bunch of vegetables and prep yourself a bunch of meals. Or maybe you get really tired of eating the same thing all the time. And you would rather just have something like this that you can grab and go and be done. This is for you. I do not eat these very often. These have been in my pantry for a long time, but they do taste good. So that's why I wanted to put them on here. So these are 180 calories with 12 grams of fat, 21 total carbs with 13 fiber and 5 sugar alcohol. So you're taking 18 from that 21 for your total. So you're looking at 3 net carbs and then a protein of 9. Now again, I cannot reiterate this enough. When you're first starting out, try and limit things like this. Try and limit a lot of your pre-packaged goodies or pre-packaged things like this. But if this is going to keep you from going and getting a candy bar at the vending machine, then get them. Okay? All right. I talked earlier about water and the importance of water for everyone, not just people on a low carb or keto diet, everyone. This is hemp water. A lot of people have still not heard of hint water before, which kind of amazes me because we've had hint water in our house for years. The girls even have the little like cardboard boxes, that looks like a little juice pack of hint water. There's 0 calories, 0 carbs. There's 0 anything in these. This is just water that has been infused with whatever type of fruit or whatever it has on the outside. The one that I've highlighted on my Amazon Live right now is my favorite package to buy because it has all of my favorite flavors. There's watermelon, blackberry, pineapple, and cherry. And if you're not a big water drinker because you need flavor in your water, hint water is going to be your new friend. I've had people before tell me that it's they can't taste it, and then I've also had people tell me that it's too strong. So it's really up to your own personal taste buds. For me, it's just right. I can also take about half of this, mix in like another cup with some crushed ice, and then drink the other half later and feel like I'm still getting flavored water. So it's really up to you and your own taste buds of what you like, but we do recommend these, especially for the water intake during the day. Okay. Earlier, I talked about the Ultima. I did put on here. So they have these, and then they also have the kit that you can get, which I believe is their older packaging, that has all of the different variety flavors in it. So you can pick one flavor, or you can do the one that I've highlighted down below that has multiple flavors in it. All right. I also get asked about this next type of product all the time. So we went over a lot of electrolytes, right? And then there's also something out there that is considered, so this is the Ketone Advanced Keto, like a BHB, right? So it's a beta hydroxybutyrate. Okay. A lot of people call these exoketones, all right? Sometimes you'll see exogenous ketones. It is just extra ketones that you would kind of be flooding your body with. My personal opinion of these is that you should probably just take the money that you would spend on all of the exoketones and make sure that you're buying quality food. Because you can kind of flood your body with ketones and then test yourself and say, yeah, okay, I'm in ketosis. I got all these ketones. But you should really be training your body to do that on its own, right? You want your body to produce its own ketones so that it's in ketosis itself. Most of the time when people use these, it's because they're doing what they call carb cycling. And they'll eat really super low carb all week long. And then all of a sudden they will just have a rager on carbs where it's like they'll eat a whole box of donuts. They'll eat like all the bread, like a whole loaf of bread. And then they'll go and drink the BHB exoketones to try and flush all that out and flush the ketones back in their body. And then they'll start over again doing super low carb again. I used to date someone that was like that. He used to drive me insane because he would bring home 2 whole boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts and sit there and eat all of the Krispy Kreme donuts in one sitting. Meanwhile, I've been eating meat and vegetables all week, right? And some people can do that and some people can't. So these are kind of your own personal preference as far as the BHB and exoketones go. But I personally would rather just train my own body to eat what I should be eating and make ketones how my body should be making ketones. Now, that said, yes, I do have these. These are some of the better tasting ones because I will also tell you that most exoketones taste awful, real bad, okay? You might get it and think, oh yeah, this is chocolate. No, it tastes bad, okay? So these are the ones that I do have. As you can hear, I still have a lot of them left in here. It has multiple different flavors. My favorite is the one that's called Tiger's Blood. Go figure, right? Tiger's Blood. There's also a peach. What is this one? Yes, Tiger's citrus blood. And then there's another flavor, citrus mango. Citrus mango is good as well. I was doing like a little investigation type thing for a blog post for myself of, instead of having something like caffeine to kind of boost myself to go work out, I would try having something like this to see if I could get that same type of like pre-workout boost behind it. I'm still in the process of doing that investigative journalism for you all. So stay tuned. I will let you know. But I have tried exo ketones over the years just to like, kind of try it out. I've tried like really super expensive ones all the way down to like just basic kind of cheap ones. And these, in my opinion, are kind of somewhere in the middle for what you get. And I'm a big person about taste, because if it does not taste good to me, you cannot force me to eat it. Okay? It's not going to happen. I would rather just not have anything, because that's how I am. All right? So these, if you're going to do the BHB, if you're going to do exo ketones, these, in my opinion, taste good. All right? All right, we're going to go back over into the sweets and treats and all that jazz. My children have also made these on Amazon Live. That's how easy these are to make. This is keto paleo friendly fudgy brownie mix. Excuse me. So for a prepared, right, because they have the mix and then also versus prepared. So for prepared, there's 13 fat in these with 12 carbs, 2 fiber, 8 sugar, alcohol. So you're taking 8 and 2, which is 10. Subtracting that from 12 to get 2 total net carbs for each one of these, each brownie, and then 4 protein. This type of thing is where I was talking about. If you make your own things at home, you can add more fat, right? So this is my unflavored fat mix that I was talking about earlier. And when a recipe calls for something like melted butter or oil or milk or whatever, you can swap out some of that type of liquid or something that binds it all together with your MCT oil fat, all right? And then you're adding more fat into what you're eating. And that's why I personally like making things better at home, so that I can control those macros myself. All right. I always get asked when I say meat, veggie, fruit, nut, meat, veggie, fruit, nut, meat, veggie, fruit, nut. What nuts are you talking about? Hands down, pecans. Hands down, pecans. I have multiple containers like this of the whole and half pecans. You have to kind of watch your pecan intake, though. You really do, because if you guys are pulling out like a whole handful of nuts, that is a whole lot of fat. Like a whole lot of fat that you just got in your hand. You kind of limit these to about 1/4 of a cup, which is kind of like just the inside of your little palm right here. And if I'm ever going to eat fruit, so if I'm going to go get some blueberries or strawberries or raspberries, whatever type of berry I'm grabbing, I always pair it with nuts so that I'm getting a fat with a carb. And I always eat the fat before I eat the carb, instead of just kind of aimlessly eating strawberries by themselves, which is just a carb going in. All right? So you always want to try and make sure you're getting fat and protein with a carb anytime you are eating it. So don't just, go make yourself a plate of Brussels sprouts and think, oh, okay, I'm just going to eat these Brussels sprouts for lunch today. Toss those Brussels sprouts in some coconut oil, put some of the unflavored MCT oil on it, throw a tiny bit of protein in there with it. Put some, sour cream on top of it, whatever you want to do. But you want, on keto, you want to make sure that you're always getting a fat in. Okay, these, where are they? Right here. My children call these sausages, which is kind of funny. These are Singing Pastures Rome Sticks. This is a pineapple, okay? So for the pineapple, you're looking at 70 calories, 5 fat, 1 carb, and 5 grams of protein. Excuse me. These are the best jerky sticks that I've ever had. Ever. Ever, ever. Hands down, ever. Okay? My kids love these. I love these. They're phenomenal. I even send these for my kid for her like school snack with like a little like, you know, Baby Bell cheese in this, and she thinks it's like heavenly. They go and ask for one of these all the time. I also have the uncured bacon. Just so you guys know, it's 0 carbs for the uncured bacon. 100 calories, 9 fat, and 4 protein. So this is a way to kind of just grab a little bit of protein and your fat in and adding 0 carbs. So that's the other thing that I get asked a lot is, what are some 0 carb things that I can snack on, and because I've already met my carb limit for the day. You're not alone. I promise you, you're not alone. Everyone who's starting out does this. It's like you meet your carb limit by the time it's like lunchtime, and you're like, what am I gonna eat the rest of the day? All right, there you can look up a lot of things that are 0 carbs, but here's one of them that I love. Absolutely love it. These stick cheese. If you're having dairy with keto, some people don't have dairy with keto, so that's up to you. And again, I want to reiterate this to everyone. I have been eating horribly, and I mean like horribly lately, and I have felt the effects. I have felt sick. I have felt down. I have felt depressed. I have felt bloated. It's just bad. So the reason I have all of this stuff around me is because I know it's holiday season coming. I know that I'm moving, which is stress. I know I have a lot of stress going on, and I need to fix it, right? All right. The other thing I get asked a lot is about sweeteners and what type of sweeteners do I like. There's a lot of different kinds of sweeteners. There's everything from like your monk fruit to your stevia to your swerve to whatever you want to use. And I personally think, let me take a sip really quick, guys. Excuse me. I personally think that sweeteners are something that are about each individual's own unique taste buds. Okay? There's some people that when they use like the stevia or monk fruit or things like that they say, or erythritol, whatever they're using, that they can like taste an aftertaste with it, or it tastes like it's cold, or it has like it's way too sweet, right? It's each individual person's own taste buds, and I feel like everyone's are different. But that being said, I personally have tried probably every type of sweetener that is out there, and these are the ones that I use, and I keep buying, and I keep buying, and I keep using, and I like them. This is hands down my favorite. This is the Better Stevia. I know this is like hard to see because I didn't use my lights today. I wanted to just use like natural light and kind of just be more relaxed. So this is an organic 0 calorie liquid sweetener. This has, for 4 drops, you're looking at 0, like everything, right? I put this in coffee. I put this in unsweet tea to make it sweet, okay? And by the way, if you drink anything that is decaf, so if you drink decaf unsweetened tea, that still counts towards your water intake for the day. Ha-ha! Yeah. So I also try to get decaf, like hot tea as well to drink, and I put this in hot tea as well. It does not take a lot of this. Like, this is the container I have. I have the bigger one that I have down there below, and I could not find it. So one of my children must have stolen it. But I keep this in stock at all times. I even keep one in my purse for if I go, to a restaurant or somewhere and I get unsweet tea. I can sweeten it for myself very quickly, and I'm good to go. This, it takes like one teeny tiny drop, and it tastes sweet to me. Some people say, no, I have to use the 4 drops. This is one of those things where you just kind of have to test it with yourself to see what you like. I personally don't have an aftertaste with this, and I like that. I don't want to have that aftertaste thing going on. This is my favorite sweetener. Now, my next favorite sweetener, excuse me, when it comes to like baking and cooking and all that jazz, and I have it in my stasher bag here, is the Sucrin Gold. So Sucrin Gold is like a brown sugar, and it's made with erythritol, and there's 8 total carbs, but then there's the 8 sugar alcohols that come back out of it, right? So it's kind of a wash with net carbs. Now, this is not a very big package that I typically get, but I love the way this tastes. I make the like keto cinnamon rolls with this, and I mix in this like brown sugar with a little bit of cinnamon, roll out my fathead dough, roll it all back up, bake it, make cinnamon rolls. Christmas is coming. Cinnamon rolls are my favorite thing ever to have, so I keep this stuff in stock. I even make my cookies with this. Typically, if it calls for any type of sweetener, I'm going to pick this over everything else just because I personally like the way it tastes. All right, and it's a little odd. A lot of people don't use this. I do. I love it. It's hands down my favorite. All right, the next one that I use is called Swerve. Okay, it's in this package right here. Let me get it out. So the thing I want to talk about with Swerve is I have the baking set, you know, down below, that it has the brown sugar, the confectioner sugar, and then the granulated as well. This is, the purple one is the confectioners. There's a lot of recipes that when you start making keto and low carb things yourself that calls for sugar, that I personally feel like using the confectioner, like consistency, works better in the outcome of like the brownie or the cookie or whatever, because this is finer. The Swerve, like regular Swerve, is fine too, but sometimes with some of these sweeteners, I find that they can be a little more grainy. Okay, that's again your own personal taste buds, your own personal preference. But I also don't have an aftertaste when it comes to my Swerve products. So Swerve and Sucrin Gold for, you know, actual or granulated brown sugar, confectioner sugar, those are the ones that I keep in stock at all times at my house. And then the Better Stevia drops are also good to use. All right. The next thing is, earlier we talked about bone broth. And I said later on I'm gonna show you guys one that is a soup. Now, you can take bone broth and make your own soup. You can take bone broth, make your own broccoli cheddar soup. But if you just don't have the time or the patience or the want to do that, then these are great. So this is Kettle and Fire. There's 3 net carbs per serving with 15 grams of protein. Each one of these is 2 servings. There's a lot in here. You just kind of lift both sides, you know, cut the top off, and then you dump and pour. You can add broccoli to this. You can add fat to this. Okay? I'm going back to why you guys need this. Okay? You can add whatever you want to this. You can throw in some chicken, whatever you want to do. But you're looking at, for one cup of serving, you're looking at 320 calories with 27 fat, 5 total carbs, right? There's 3 net, 2 fiber, and 15 protein. So this is just something that a lot of those people who said, like, hey, I don't want to have to make my meals. I want something that's just easy for me to grab and go. I can take this to work. I can eat it when I get home. There's a lot of nights where I personally just do not have the want to make dinner, or will. Like tonight, I don't know that I feel like making dinner. So this might be my dinner, and I just, you know, take some broccoli out, throw some broccoli in there, and, you know, eat some pecans later, right, for my fat. These taste really good. There's a lot of different flavors. The one that I have down below is the variety pack that I got first, just to kind of try everything out so that I knew what flavor that I would want to get in the future. Okay, this broccoli rice is what I typically put inside the soup, just so you guys know. This broccoli rice at the time of this live stream has a % off. Now, a lot of people know that you can get the cauliflower rice, right? Because I talk about this cauliflower rice all the time. I used to make the cauliflower like pizza, with my fathead dough and things like that. And this is just so much easier than trying to do like a whole head of cauliflower yourself. Excuse me, guys. This is the broccoli version. I'm a huge, can't even say it enough, huge, like, let's do, like, what is the person who always says that? Huge, right? Anyways, I'm a huge fan of this. I love anything that is super simple so that I can get eating right away. Buy a rotisserie chicken, grab a packet like this, boom, you're done, right? So this is a 90-second microwave pack. There's 2 servings. You're looking at 35 calories, 7 carbs, and 2 protein. This is something else that you can go back, top it with cheese, toss it in your MCT fat oil after it's done cooking in the package, and then you're good to go. I keep an entire shelf in my pantry of these 90-second packets because there's often times that my husband starts coming home from work. And yeah, I don't even know that it's time for him to be coming home yet. Like, I gotta get something like going, so that we're eating at a decent hour. These absolutely love. Okay, so again, at the time of the live stream, there is a % off on this as well. So does anyone have any questions for me? I get messages, like private messages all the time from people saying, Jen, we want to do this. We have no idea where to start. You're not the only one. Everybody gets confused. There's so much information being thrown everywhere. There's so many products that have like a keto label on it that, to be honest, I personally may or may not agree with it being keto, or even like a good option to have. And it's confusing. It's very, very confusing. When I started doing this, it was after I had my first child, and I just saw a message from Kev. Is it Kev Buckets 123? Hey Kev Buckets 123. How you doing? And you know what? I'm gonna see if I can type back to you.